So the Veterinary Surgeons Act, or the VSA, from 1966 is very out of date and no longer fit for purpose. A lot has changed in the last 60 years, both in veterinary practice and in regulation, so VSA reform is urgently needed. We need new legislation to provide us with the powers and flexibility to be a modern regulator fit for the 21st century.
There's 4 key areas that Defra is looking to reform. Firstly, licence to practice. This is to allow registration of allied professionals to help provide additional services safely. Then protection of title for veterinary nurses and others. Also enabling the RCVS to require mandatory CPD and revalidation. And finally, access to the professions for those with disabilities and chronic health conditions. Secondly, we're looking at fitness to practice. So we want to replace our out-of-date and somewhat backward-looking disciplinary system with a modern fitness to practice scheme that has a wider range of sanctions and reformed standards of proof. Thirdly, business regulation. We want to broaden our powers to allow the regulation of veterinary and animal healthcare businesses, not just individual professionals. And finally, governance reform. Defra is consulting on a recommended governance model that would see the RCVS remain as a royal college that regulates, but with greater clarity between functions. This would enable the college to regulate in a holistic way, helping to prevent problems before they arise rather than only having the powers to deal with them afterwards. A new Veterinary Surgeons Act will bring important benefits to owners and their animals. It will ensure all animal healthcare providers are properly registered and regulated, not just veterinary surgeons and veterinary nurses. It will ensure veterinary and animal healthcare businesses are regulated, not just the individuals who work there. And finally, a more modern fitness to practice scheme will protect animals and their owners if things go wrong.
First of all, they give greater confidence to the veterinary surgeons when referring animals to allied professionals that would now be regulated. There'll be new forms of conditional registration available to us, potentially opening up the professions with those with disabilities, for example. There'll be additional reassurance around businesses that are now regulated and not just the professionals who work in them. And then finally, we look at greater flexibility and proportionate range of sanctions under a new fitness to practice framework, rather than the current limited set of punitive options we have available to us right now. So this is really important. So finally, we'd secured protection of the title of veterinary nurses, something and the veterinary nursing profession have been calling for a long time, seeking to do so. Secondly, we look to replace Schedule 3 to allow veterinary nurses to do much more within practice. And then finally, something that's really important also is reforming the link between employment and delegation, which, for example, would allow a community nursing role to develop. So governance would definitely be reformed to bring it into line with modern regulators. And we would recommend retaining the Royal College that regulates model for a number of reasons, but it allows the college to regulate in a more holistic way, helping to prevent problems before they arise. Also allows greater cost effectiveness and consistency. We're a relatively small profession and we might struggle to support 2 separate organisations. The RCVS can also go further than other regulators in a supportive approach, primarily related to advice, the academy and mental health support, for example. And it's still possible to have that greater clarity of function and spending as a Royal College that regulates.
So Defra has announced it will launch its consultation on the new VSA in January. It will be open for 8 weeks and close towards the end of March. There are 4 main sections in the consultation covering the recommended changes to licence to practice, fitness to practice, regulation of businesses and governance, and there's a few questions to answer on each. We'd urge you to use the resources on our website to find out more, and those of other key stakeholders like the British Veterinary Association and the British Veterinary Nursing Association, and then visit the Defra website to send in your views. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to help shape the future of our veterinary professions. It's been over 60 years since the last Veterinary Surgeons Act. It's time for change.